Hey guys, Andrew here. It's been a while. Hope you guys had a good weekend. So today was a really interesting read. I came across a topic that it's really so-called close to me. Something that I'm researching a lot and studying a lot, finding out more about the psychology of the human brain. How things respond and how can we respond. So a lot of this, as I mentioned a lot earlier, one of the person that really helped me change my morning routines. Mel Robbins talk about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, how we are able to program our brain to try and so-called reprogram our brain to stop letting that little voice talk to you and put you down and protect you. And today the area that I'm going to talk about is also by Blair Singer, author of the book called Sales Dog, one of Rich Dad Advisors to Robert Kiyosaki. And he's talking about all the various different dogs. Every salesperson has to have different character of selling, and this is where if you can identify yourself which kind of dog, then you know what works for you and how you can improve on it. Okay, so the thing about sales dogs, what he says is that really, to generalize it, there are four so-called created areas that we encounter every day of our life. So this is where I'm just going to read it off here. Yeah. Okay, so sentence is, these mindsets are all about how you mentally deal with four critical areas everyone encounters every day. Okay, number one, taking on challenges or adversity, basically face the challenge. Number two, responding to a negative experience, trap that negative dialogue. How do we trap that negative dialogue? Number three, responding to a successful endeavor. So this is where we want to celebrate our wins. Four, viewing yourself and others on your team, project the power of your personal intention. Okay, so this is where we need to affirm and say it out to our team members. What's our intention? Because if there's no intention, there's ambiguity. This may cause problems. So I'll go into a bit deeper. This is where number one, we talked about facing the challenges. So one of the ways that he talked about is leveraging off the memory of success to give strength to the present and courage for the future. So if you have an experience where you experience a really good moment, taking that visual, taking that imagery, the word I just learned also is called imagery, not so much visualization, imagery, where you actually feel everything on your five senses of your body, your touch, your feel, the smell, the taste, everything in our mind. This is where if you use that success to give you the courage to face the challenge. And I was just thinking about it. One of my most scary moment and also most epiphany moment I had was when I was snowboarding. I climbed up the mountain. I was looking down a black slope. I couldn't see anything because it was a blizzard, and there's only one way down when you're on top of a mountain, down. And when you're looking at, I knew that I had the skill to go down that mountain. Only thing that was keeping back was the fear. But I told myself, hey, that moment, if you ask me to visualize it, I can remember it every single day, every single moment. So for me, I use that as an anchor of when I face my challenges, and I just close my eyes, I visualize myself on top of the mountain, ready to go off the side of the mountain to go onto the snow and just snowboard down. So to me, that's one of my loves, and I use that as my strength to give me the energy to do that. So that's one of the. So what he said is, the present can create high emotion, which can yield low intelligence. As a result, sometimes low resourcefulness. So this is where IQ, emotional high, EQ high, IQ is low. You don't really make very good decisions. And let me see this. Yeah. So strength can come from the past. You must learn to capture those success and use them in the present. So getting that courage from your experience and putting it in courage in a situation that So it's really like one of the things that I learned from his course was take a cab. In one moment you're a brave cab, one moment maybe you be frightened. So how do I switch to a brave cab? So that's another analogy. So really great learning. So second part is second area that we're going to talk about is trapping. Okay, and he says the most phenomenal discipline you can implement is learning how to trap that mental dialogue that occurs during adversity. Okay, this is where really difficult moments, your brain doesn't function properly, emotions are all over the place. You know, one of the ways which was quite interesting was to mentally shift the blame from yourself. You know, it could be you just got a rejection from a cold call, and literally this is where you say, oh, he's probably just having a bad day. You know, don't let the negativity take you out for the rest of the week. I personally have had that situation. I didn't catch myself, and I just let the negativity. I keep rolling in negativity, and end up you kind of feel depressed. Okay. Remember, the one thing he mentioned is remember that all this big thinking is just crazy thinking. Okay, it hasn't happened yet, so don't let that take you out. Okay. The other thing that was interesting was he mentioned here. Let me find it. Sometimes I write all this, but I don't really can read my handwriting. So being responsible does not mean that everything bad that happens to you is caused by you. So remember, being responsible does not mean that everything bad that happens to you is caused by you. Okay, making the assumption that you yourself are the sole cause of all negative experience can be incredibly damaging to you. Okay, so coming back to that, you are responsible for how you respond. Remember, you are responsible for how you respond. What your next action will be or have how you interpret the experience, but not necessarily the cause of the experience itself. So he has a list of things which basically helps you with dealing with negative situation. I'll list them out later on, but I'm just not going to share it on the video right now. Okay, the last one, the third one, which is actually responding to a successful endeavor, basically celebrating all wins. So this is so-called, the reason why we celebrate our wins is to anchor and define the success, and this helps you move forward, and it says, I know I did it. So this could be a simple thing like high five, hey, giving someone a hug, thanks, so that is so-called celebrating all wins. Saying thank you is another celebration of all wins. Tell yourself that because of this success, your whole week is going to be great. So this is to reprogram your little voice and saying, I made a win. Let's be positive this whole week. Don't let anyone take you out, and just go for it. And I think this is the line that I really, really like. The reason why we celebrate all wins is to internalize it by telling yourself that the success happened because of you. So when you feel that it's because of you did it, you feel good, you feel achieved. So this is definitely a really, really important celebration, celebrating all wins. Awesome. Okay, so the last one, which is let me come to the page. Project the power of your personal intervention. So key line, he says, learning how to project your intentions and expectations can be the difference between wealth and frustration. In other words, what do you expect the response to be from your next presentation? Will they think you are a rookie? Will they think that you are truly there to help them find new solutions? Will they like you, hate you, think you are a nuisance? What do you think that they will think? What is your intention? Research shows us that whether you believe the response is going to be will help predetermine what the real response is. So if you think that you are going to be a pest to making a sales call, you may very well be right. If, however, you think that you are going to be a welcome messenger of critical information, you may be right as well. Your mindset helps to predetermine the results. Okay, so this is where you have the mindset and intention like, okay, I'm going to do this. You know, there isn't that self-doubt, or I'm going to be, is he going to reject me? So that little voice is playing tricks with you again. So this is where set your intention, be firm, and just go for it. And I think that's a really powerful statement, because at the end of the day, as leaders, we need to be sure of ourselves. Even though we're not sure, we still have to act very sure. And this is when you set the intention, set the motivation, and the rest of the team will follow. So having the high energy is really, really important. And you know, today is a topic that I love so much. You know, reprogramming your mind. That's something mind-boggling. That we, you know, whether it's God made us this way, we have the choice to choose to be positive, or choose to be negative. And you know, I've gone through hardships. Everyone's gone through their own hardships, and this is where you have a choice. So, you know, I'm gonna end it here. Don't want it too long. It's already like 11 minutes. So, take away: be awesome, be affirm, be confident in yourself. Get rid of that bloody inner voice to be positive, and you know, enjoy your day. So please help and like and subscribe to my channel, okay, YouTube channel, and thanks, and we'll see you again. Bye.